Hello, everyone, and welcome to a slightly delayed episode of the 107 podcast with myself, Jacob, and my co-host, Ash. We were talking about Bahrain just as the Saudi Grand Prix had finished. We meant to record again, and, life gets in the way, but we are back to talk everything Saudi, or headlines of Saudi, and then also a little bit on Miami, which is this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sprint race as well.
Yeah, sprint race as well, which I keep forgetting. But at least we don't have to wake up at stupid o'clock in the morning.
No, we just have to
stay up until stupid o'clock in the morning. Yeah, brilliant.
Stupid o'clock at night, yeah.
But okay, so first off, let's talk Saudi. What did you think of the race overall? I'll give you 3 words to describe the race.
Max Verstappen corners.
Interesting. I was going to go with Oscar Piastri balls because of the overtake on Hamilton, but there we go. Yeah, that overtake on Hamilton was outrageous. Sorry.
He's done that a few times.
He did it to Hamilton in Australia.
Is it Hamilton or was it Leclerc? But
No, it was Hamilton in Australia. That was just pure anger.
To Lando in Monza.
Yeah.
Remember? And I'm sure he's done it a couple more times.
Yeah.
He's got that outside of the corner move just wrapped up.
Apparently, yeah. Seemingly, yeah. Can't blame him.
Chance in Azerbaijan with that, or
no? That was the inside, that was a bit of a dive bomb. That was very like Daniel Ricciardo-esque, which was super fun.
Cool.
Lovely to see that move done. But yeah, I think realistically, the main topic obviously was around the Verstappen penalty at the beginning, not letting Oscar have the corner and stuff like that. I think that was the main sort of thing that happened, or the main talking point. So what is your opinion on the start? What happened? Should it have been a penalty? Shouldn't have been a penalty? Like, just generally, what's your thoughts around that?
Yeah, it should have been a penalty.
Mm-hmm.
So the way I see it is like it's an overtake, right?
Yeah.
So essentially, Oscar has gone for an overtake by being close up with Max Verstappen and then being ahead.
Yeah.
Right.
And on the racing line.
And on the racing line. And I know the rule before was if you're ahead at the apex, the corner is yours. And Max has this little trick where I'll just let off the brakes. I'm ahead at the apex. But that was Oscar got there first. And then, so I think this is where people get confused. And I got a bit confused as well, is he had the line for the first corner, but he didn't have the line for the second corner because Max was there. And Max is like, well, if I bring it around the outside, I've got the line for the second corner. And if he pushes me out, he's stopped me from going there because I would have been ahead at the apex. But I think with it being the first lap, and I think unfortunately sometimes Max's reputation and history goes against him. It was a penalty. He knew what he was doing, but it was Oscar's corner. And I think that also means that the next corner would have been Oscar's as well. And he kept on track. And the annoying thing is, is had Max either said, right, it's okay, I'm not making the corner, I'll stay behind him, or given the position back immediately, he could have won the race.
Potentially, yeah. I think for me, do you remember Vegas? I don't know if it was last year or a year before, where Verstappen got a penalty for pushing Charles.
Yeah, that was the first race the year before.
Similar-ish incident, know. But I think that for me, it was difficult because Max did kind of push Charles wide, but it was sort of similar. And then also there was like, apparently in the driver's briefing, like there was apparently a note from the race director saying that, like, first lap will, forgive if you have to cut turn 1 or turn 2 in order not to have contact with another car. And I think for me, if it was any other corner on any other lap, it's a penalty to Max. And I think essentially Max kind of played on the fact that the race director said this thing whereby, we'll be a bit lenient. It's turn 1, blah, 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 blah. You're avoiding contact. It's to make sure there's no incident. And sort of played on that, but then also combined his late braking or not really braking properly, didn't even make the second corner. And I also understand the argument of all the time you have to leave a space.
Yeah.
But Max, I don't think Max was in control of that car fully, and I don't think he would have made the second corner.
It'd be interesting to see the telemetry, but
yeah,
the Vegas one, Max went off the track as well.
Yeah, so that's the other thing as well.
Had he stayed on the track, then
yeah,
I think it'd been like, hey, he got past you, but because he went off the track, that's why he got that penalty as well.
Yeah,
but and like I said, then I know the safety car came out afterwards, but had he just all right, I'll give the position back quickly, might not have got that 5-second penalty and could have gone on to win the race, because fair play to him, he had pace in that car.
Yeah, he did have a decent pace in that car, which is ridiculous compared to where he was in Bahrain, like, struggling to overtake an Alpine tractor. So it was quite a contrast between the two. But so we both agree it was a penalty, but it could have completely changed the face of the race had he, instead of accepting the penalty, given the place back.
Well, I've got the official document here. Would you like to hear it?
Go for it, yeah.
Cool. So the steward, this is all around how the stewards looked at all the data, timing, telemetry, and stuff like that. Based on the driver standard guidelines, it was therefore car 81. All right, let's read it from here. Okay, cool. Actually, I'll just read the whole thing, and then you can tell me what you think. The stewards reviewed positioning, marshalling system data, video, timing, telemetry, and in-car video evidence, and determined that car 81 had its front axle at least alongside the mirror of car 1 prior to and the apex of corner 1.
Okay.
So he had his front tires alongside the mirrors of Max's car while trying to overtake car 1 on the inside. In fact, car 81 was alongside car 1 at the apex. So they determined, they were at the same side. Based on the driver standard guidelines, it was therefore car 81's corner, and he was entitled to be given room. Car 81 then left the track, gained a lasting advantage that was not given back, and he stayed in front of car 81 and sought to build on that advantage. And then basically it goes on to say that they would have given him a 10-second time penalty, but because it was the first lap, we'll give him a 5-second.
They were lenient, yeah.
Yeah.
I think you meant to say car 1 left the track and gained an advantage, but you said 81. Car 1. I'm just clarifying. But so I think that's fair. Like I said, I think a lot of people agreed, but I think what it comes down to for me, before we move on, is finally somebody is using the black magic that Max Verstappen uses against everybody else against him, and he doesn't like it. That's literally what it is. Max has gone, at the beginning of the season, Lando might have the fastest car. Lando might be my championship rival. Meanwhile, Oscar Piastri's just sat there like devil on the shoulder of Zach Brown, ready to attack and be a dirty bastard when needs be.
I like how it's Oscar, because he's got like that. He's the baby face.
I know. Guy. Yeah, it's insane. But I'm all here for it. It's going to make the season particularly interesting. Not only Oscar's driving, but also that potential new rivalry between Piastri and Verstappen.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if that is the rivalry, and if Verstappen can elicit some. If there's anyone, it's going to be Verstappen that will make Oscar get a bit more emotional.
Yeah, potentially. Let's wait and see. The only other thing I was going to mention, obviously, was just it was disappointing that Yuki sort of ended that reasonably strong triple header with a DNF after the contact with Pierre.
Yeah, that was a real shame.
Yeah, it sucked a bit because, like I said, like Yuki's been doing pretty well. But as far as I can remember, there's, other than the overtake that we've already discussed of Piastri going around the outside of Hamilton, there's not really a whole lot more to discuss. Like, off the top of my head, like big things that happened in the race, is there? Like,
not really. It was good that what do you call it? What was it? Leclerc got on the podium.
Yeah, first Ferrari podium, actually. Yeah, to be fair, that's the cameraman at the end was doing God's work, apparently. Just zooming in on Charles. And Lando did pretty well to obviously recover, because he was...
Yeah, after his crash, he did.
He was all the way down in P10 and then recovered to a P4, and had pretty good pace compared to Oscar as well. So he did damage limitation pretty well, and it does now mean that the Drivers' Championship is led by the first Australian since Matt Webber
Webber.
by 10 points. Oscar is out with 99 points in first place. Lando is in second with 89, and Max is in third with 87.
I mean, I think the only other thing to talk about is Lewis still struggling with the car.
Yeah, but I'm not expecting him to set the world alight yet. You know, he won a sprint race, so there's some streaks left there of greatness.
And it was about halfway through the season when he won a race with Mercedes.
Yeah, like just sometimes, you know, like there's like I understand with F1 this is a horrible analogy, but there's the tortoise and the hare type thing. Eventually the tortoise will have its time type thing. Just because it's early in the season doesn't mean that, you know,
give him time. He needs to adapt.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he needs to adapt. It's a steering team. Steering wheel's completely different. The strategy department are completely different. Different engine modes. It's really interesting.
I don't know if it's Jolyon Palmer or Jenson Button or someone else, but they go like, obviously Formula One's down to milliseconds. And when you're like still getting used to a new steering wheel, where it's like that thinking time of like, all right, where's the switch? Where's the strap? Where's the mode? Takes away from the time that you could be focusing on the track. So
exactly.
Yeah. I think it's just blown out of proportion.
Honestly, I'm not even giving him half a season and then going, he's washed. I'm giving him the full season to see how he and even then probably the first 2 or 3 races of 2026.
2026 is where it's at for him. And also, like, I think, you know, one of the things is like, apparently if you're just honest, like when Lando's talking about, you know, it can be a bit of a struggle sometimes, and Lewis is saying the same thing, everyone just pounces on you and says like, you're washed, it's over and all that. It's like, you know, he had a bad race. It wasn't even bad, man. He came 7th, right?
It's not terrible, you know?
It wasn't even bad. And it's like, oh man, Lewis Hamilton's this, Lewis Hamilton's that. It's like, I think anyone, Fernando or Max or whoever, would be like, yeah, it takes us just a bit. When Fernando came back in 2021, it said even it took him like a few races just to get up to speed again with car and everything.
100%. You know? Slightly different scenario, but yeah.
Yeah, and like he's the most experienced driver on the grid, so it takes time. But like once he doesn't have to think about this and understand everything, and he focuses on the driving, then we'll see what happens.
We will.
Also, Charles is just a beast of a driver as well.
Yeah, that's the problem. And Charles has been in that car, or obviously not that car, but in that team, in that car, in that setup, in that garage for years. So I wasn't expecting Lewis to, you know, over the season even beat him head to head either. That would surprise me if Lewis came in and destroyed Charles or did slightly better than him. So again, my expectation, I feel like a lot of people's expectations are quite high. My expectation of Lewis this year is not particularly high. And he's technically, I'd argue, been more successful than Charles. I'd rather win a sprint race than have a podium. You could argue, you know? Podium's also pretty good. Please don't come for me, Tifosi. Yeah, but like looking at the driver championship and stuff like that, it's very, very interesting to see where things are after 4 rounds? 5?
It's still early in the season.
Yeah, it's super early. But
so
I didn't expect to see Verstappen 3rd. I will say that. I was kind of expecting him to be 4th or 5th compared to what we saw in testing and the performance of the car. But looking forward to this weekend, Miami. What are we thinking? It's been a year since Lando Norris's first win. Completely
Lando no wins.
Lando no wins is now Lando 5 wins. Lando Norris 5 because the 5 replaces the S. Nailed it. So
it rolls off the tongue.
Oh yeah, easy. But I think it's again surprise. McLaren will probably be favourites this weekend too. I've seen Ferrari are obviously going to tease a livery and then it'd be rubbish anyway. I've seen the race suits though; they look quite cool. Like the
merch is okay. The white.
I haven't even seen the merch.
I heard a little theory about this, right? Which is they try and do merch or different liveries at American races to avoid the red hat.
The red. Oh, okay, that's interesting.
So if you remember, Vegas was red and white. It's like
Mm.
more white. Miami, this one, there was obviously blue and white.
Mm.
So they try and avoid having like a pure red cap.
That's a very interesting theory. Ironically, talking about hats, that's very tinfoil hat. Actually, I kind of like it. I kind of want to start delving into F1 conspiracy theories just as a complete random thing.
There's so many.
There are so many, and I want to hear. If you're listening to this now and you have an F1 theory, let us know. Conspiracy theory. We want to know. We want to know that you think that, like when Fernando Alonso had that random crash in testing and he apparently thought he was 23 years old. I want you to think that, you know, it was actually aliens abducted him or, you know, something outrageous. I want to hear your most outrageous conspiracy theories.
There's so many where, like, do you remember like Spygate?
Yeah.
And then Lewis Hamilton's car just like broke down.
Yeah, broke down. He got, and then there was it got stuck in a gravel trap, or like because he was left out for too long. Was it on purpose type thing? Like there are so many.
So many. There's Fernando and Crashgate. Like, did he know?
Yeah, that was what I was on about. Yeah.
Abu Dhabi 2021.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's some theories.
I want to see the most outrageous conspiracy theories. It could even literally be that every single driver like pees in their seat, but always deny it every single time. Like, I don't care what it is. I want to hear it. So get in touch.
Conspiracy.
It's not really. I don't know, but like, get in touch. Let us know what your favorite conspiracies are. But I think we should delve into them because it would just be fucking
Mission Winnow. That's
100%. That's a conspiracy theory. But yeah, Miami. Are you looking forward to it? Because I remember obviously previously when we first started this podcast, that was the first year of Miami, I want to say. And it's sort of grown into a bit more an event. Are you looking forward to the weekend?
I am, because it's been 2 weeks without a race. And I think, we're getting into our like normal race watching time. I think I've said this before. I still think it's more of an event than a race.
Sure.
A lot of people come with like liveries and merch and stuff like that. But I think, with the last couple of years, we were like, oh, it's just going to be Max. It's just going to be Max. This year, it could be Oscar, it could be Lando, it could be Max, it could even be George Russell. So I'm looking forward to it because I think there could be more of a battle for the lead.
Yeah, me too. I think it could be quite interesting because we've had Oscar obviously is now the only repeat race winner. So he could go, for a third this weekend. I'd love to see it. But personally, I think Lando was on fire last year in Miami, even with some safety car luck and bits and pieces. He was the fastest car on track by a mile. And so I think that will actually give him a little bit of confidence this weekend. It's his first win, that sort of thing. I think it really could give him some confidence. So I'm thinking Lando will edge it this weekend. And I think that I've realized what my theory about Lando versus Oscar is. Lando's best days are better than Oscar's normal days. However, those best days are quite hard to come by.
Okay.
Oscar is clearly more consistent and his standard level is so much higher than Lando's. But when Lando is on fire, Lando can deliver. But he's not as consistent as he needs to be. That's my theory.
All right.
That's my hypothesis. But yeah, so I think this. I've just looked for in Ferrari Miami stuff, and it's given me last year's.
I can send you.
Oh God, I'm looking for it now. But yeah, so I'm going Lando over Oscar. That's what I'm going with.
Do you want the official F1 store stuff?
Yeah, that's the sort of thing I was looking for. Yeah, because I'm trying to. No, God knows. You're going to drop it.
Are you looking for race suits? Are you looking for merch?
No, just the merch. I just wanted to have a look at the merch. And like I said, it's just given me last year's.
Okay. Yeah, all right, I'll send you it from the F1 store, and then you can just take it from there.
Merch.
Oh, would you like to guess? I wonder how much it's going to cost at Miami directly.
Oh, God. Thank you. Right, let's have a look at this.
You're welcome.
Let's have a look at this link.
It's just all white, and then this is
God.
This is what the caps look like.
I mean, it's nice enough.
I mean, it's just the white. It's just the red shirt, white, right?
Yeah.
I do like the caps, though. I quite like the caps.
White is a very Miami color as well, so I appreciate that too. I did see that McLaren that white cap is fucking sexy. I'm not gonna lie.
White cap is good, isn't it?
That is good.
40 quid, I think, as well.
41 pat. You know what? I said I wanted a Hamilton cap.
There you go.
That I might genuinely be like, you know what? Ooh. But yeah, I don't mind the hoodie as well, the white one with Miami on the back of it as well. That's pretty cool. But I had heard that McLaren had released some merch for this race weekend as well.
So I think I know Mercedes released some merch, they changed their like profile picture, aren't they? They're teasing. Have you seen? They're teasing merch and a potential new livery. Have you seen the new kick livery from Miami?
I haven't seen the. Oh yes, I have. It's like paint splatters type thing.
Yeah, I mean, new is or livery is like
new is a stretch. Yeah, that's
it's a big stretch.
Yeah, that's a bit of a stretch. But I have seen some of the Adidas stuff. Which I don't mind it, actually. Don't mind it at all. But yeah, back to racing, which is arguably the more important thing. Yeah, so I'm thinking, like I said, Lando will probably edge it this weekend. But again, I have been wrong in the past. I could be wrong again this time. But let's wait and see. That's what's exciting, is that genuinely we have no fucking idea what's going on in the world of F1 at the moment, because it could be almost anything.
I'm gonna go
George Russell third.
I'm gonna go with Lando to win, Oscar to come second, and probably Max in third. I'm gonna go Max in third.
So third, I don't know. Third, I'm actually going to go for do you know what? I'm going to speak it into existence. Kimi Antonelli.
Is it because it's going to be weird?
Yes, this is why. So if you haven't seen it, Kimi Antonelli obviously isn't 21, and the legal drinking age in America is 21. So Kimi has said in an interview with, I think it was Sky Sports, he said that if he does get on the podium, or if he wins at least, but obviously if he gets on the podium, he would take Valtteri with him so that Valtteri can drink the alcohol. So I am speaking it into existence. I want this so bad, because that would be hilarious to watch unfold. I would happily take, I don't really care, I would happily take a Kimi Antonelli win this weekend purely to see this. It would be outrageous. And to be fair, with the skill and the speed of the Mercedes, skill of Antonelli and the speed of the Mercedes, it's not the most outrageous thing to say. It's a little far-fetched, that's for sure, but it's not completely outrageous. It's not like I'm saying, oh, Lance Stroll's going to put it on pole. That's never going to happen this weekend. But Kimi Antonelli winning a race or being on the podium is not too far-fetched.
I mean, if you think about where George is putting the car, and Kimi is in a similar position to Lewis, like he's new to Formula One.
Exactly.
It's going to take him time. So
it's interesting when you look at the constructors, the Drivers' Championship, you have Russell, then Charles, then Kimi, then Lewis. So they are very, very close for like standings. But then also if Ferrari didn't have that disqualification for Lewis and Charles, when was that? A couple of weeks ago. They were disqualified. They were disqualified. But if they didn't have that disqualification, they'd obviously be a bit further up in the championship. China.
Yeah.
China.
I'd say China, yeah.
So obviously those points would definitely put Lewis above Kimi. But Charles, I think, would still be underneath George. So yeah. But it should be an interesting race. I don't know. Honestly, funnier thing would be Kimi winning the sprint race. But I think sprint race, please do remember to check your timings and stuff like that, so that you don't miss it. Quali will obviously be on a Friday as well, which is an odd one. So, but don't forget about it. But yeah, looking forward to it.
Talking about
sprint quali is on a Friday as well, so don't miss it. Don't think, oh, it's FP1 and FP2. There is a sprint quali. And I'm just double checking. The sprint quali is at 10:30 for me, so that's 9:30 for you in the evening.
So
which is not too bad.
Practice 1 is like US time, so 12:30 to 3:30. So that is because I've got it actually just on my phone here. It's much easier.
Is it not open? Like if you have the web page open, does it not say my time, track time?
I'm on the schedule page.
Oh, I mean, I'm on the schedule page.
It's 5:30 for practice.
Yeah,
and
okay.
then 9:30 for sprint. And then on Saturday, the sprint's at 5, and then the race is at 9.
The race is at 9.
Not too bad.
Not too bad at all. Much better than waking up at 6 a.m. for something, or 5 a.m. for you sometimes. So, yeah, I welcome it. I absolutely welcome it. But those are our predictions. Any other wild predictions for Miami this weekend?
Wild? No.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, let's see. Let's see how the race weekend goes.
Yep. Cool.
If you've made it this far, please be sure to follow the podcast on your preferred podcast platform or follow us on socials. And please be sure to give us your conspiracy theories, because I genuinely want to read them, because there might be some that, or they aren't on Reddit because you're too scared to reveal them. Feel free to send those to us on our socials. Follow them if you can. And we will see you after Miami Grand Prix. Enjoy the weekend.
Yeah, me.